Hey guys, just a quick little impromptu. I'm going to decorate my color changing cup from 651 vinyl. And this one is, I believe, yellow and purple. And the lids, you get to pick your lid color. I went with red with this one. It comes with a straw. And I'm using the Caesar Easy PSV glow-in-the-dark vinyl and some light glossy vinyl. So I'm just going to weed this out. Doing something fun for Halloween. The glow-in-the-dark PSV does require a bit of a different cut setting than your regular glossy vinyl, so make sure you're doing a test cut, whether you're using a silhouette or a Cricut or a scan and cut. Just test your cut settings before you do that, because it is quite a bit thicker. I think I did a blade depth of 3 on my Cameo and a force of 15. We're just going to weed these out here. And you can see that I have little registration boxes. Those just make it much easier to line up. I'm going to go to use it, and I'm using my stab and grab tweezers from 651 vinyl. And this is just a quick little cut file that I made, putting together some different elements from other cut files. The font is Gibson. I've had that font for a while. I'm not sure where it exactly came from, but if you could just Google Gibson font, be able to find it. This is the bold version. On the set of stars, I did little cat heads. I just took my circles and subtracted out what I wanted from the circle to show through with the glow in the dark. And you can layer this glow in the dark. It is a permanent adhesive vinyl. It is Caesar's version of adhesive vinyl, kind of like your Workhouse 651, but from Caesar, the same company that makes the Easy Weed and the heat transfer vinyl that we all love. I'm just weeding these bits out here. And my black is going to be my top layer. And so I'm going to grab my medium tack transfer tape from 651 vinyl that I love. And I'll include links for everything in the comments so that you can find everything that I used. And again, you've seen me do this a bunch of times. So I'm just going to apply my app tape to my top layer first. And my squeegee here. This is just a regular squeegee, and I have added a piece of adhesive felt to the side so that depending on the surface that I'm applying to, it doesn't scratch the surface. So I have my first layer on, and then I'm just going to peel the backing off. And I'm going to lay this just above my registration mark so I can protect that top design. That way I don't prematurely stick it on something I don't want to stick it on. And it's kind of hard to see with this glow in the dark because it's so light, but this is why you really want to use a good app tape that you can see through. Just going to line up these registration marks here as best I can. Again, it's kind of hard to see with that glow in the dark, so hopefully I got pretty close. Oh, I didn't mean to jostle you. And you can see I've stuck the tape to my table, and that just keeps it from shifting around. And it's also stuck on that bottom layer, so I'm just going to reach under here. And because it's a small piece, I'm going to pull that whole thing out, but I'm not going to lay it down yet. Instead of just laying it down and risking getting bubbles or uneven application, I'm going to hold it up and just kind of work it down. And this helps to keep from getting bubbles in between my layers of vinyl. Just gonna squeegee that real good. And then I'm gonna trim off these registration boxes here. Just trim this down. Cut my black just a little close to the top. It's not a perfect circle, but I think it'll be okay. This is just for me. All right, and so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tumbler, and I have just rolled a hand towel up on both sides, rolled it in so that I kind of have a little gap here in the middle, and then I can put my tumbler right there. That way I'm not having to do it in my lap, but it just kind of keeps it straight, and I can line it up with me to make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to determine my placing. Before I put my vinyl on there, I do want to clean my cup. So this is just some isopropyl alcohol and a lint-free towel. Just want to get any residue from me handling the cup off of here. So we're just going to wipe that all down. Won't take but a second to dry. And then you want to use something that's lint-free. And then I'm also going to grab a thin piece of tape. I'm just using some heat tape that I keep on my heat press, so I don't need anything crazy. And we're going to line this up how we want it. Kind of having to do it through the camera here. So hopefully that looks about lined up. And so what I'm going to do, the reason I did this is so that I can keep it in place, but I can use my favorite hinge method to apply. So I'm going to pull this half back. Because it's a solid piece of vinyl here, it runs a risk of bubbles when you apply it. So I'm trying to do this and not shake you again. I'm just going to cut down part of that. All right, and then I'm going to take my squeegee and just very carefully work it down onto the tumbler here, because we do not want to get bubbles. So that I'm done with this. I can save this piece for the next one. Pull it off here, set it to the side. And then, again, don't just rip off the backing and slap your decal on there, because you will get bubbles. So again, I'm going to remove it because it's small, but I'm still, just like when I was layering them, I'm going to kind of walk it down a little at a time to keep those bubbles out. Just going to walk it down because it is that one big solid piece of vinyl. Just going to burnish it really good. Make sure it's on there. And because I have little pieces, so like these little pieces here, they're gonna stick to the vinyl better than they're gonna stick to the cup by itself, which is why I decided to use a solid piece in the back with my glow in the dark and then the black on top. Because if I had done just the black, whether you're using glow in the dark or not, if I'd done just the black and adhered it to the cup, these little pieces like the counter inside the A's and the B and the O, because they're so small, they don't have a lot to hang on to the cup with. So as you wash it and use it, you risk those coming off, but they're going to adhere to the vinyl underneath it so much better. So when you have little pieces like that, if you're able to put something underneath it that's also vinyl, it'll just help ensure a longer lasting job. And these cups they're dishwasher safe by themselves, but once you put the vinyl on them, they're no longer dishwasher safe, because as we know, no matter what anybody says, there's no vinyl that is dishwasher safe. But this is going to hold up to getting hand washed and held and all of that. So, oh, and my outer black circle is coming off. Let's see. better. I have to use my nail. I might have cut my bottom circle a little small for that. We'll see. We'll see how it does. And again, when you're pulling off your app tape, don't pull it straight up. Lean it back against your item so you're pulling it back on itself. If you pull it straight up, you risk pulling your vinyl up with it. So we're just going to work this off. And I made my glow-in-the-dark circle a little bit smaller so that if I didn't line it up perfectly, it wouldn't stick out. Looks like it's giving me a little trouble with my black one sticking, but it'll be okay. If that comes off, it's not the end of the world. And you don't need to apply any heat. You don't need to put anything on top of this. You don't need to epoxy it or put Mod Podge on top. Dishwasher safe Mod Podge is not going to change anything here. The vinyl, because I just applied it, I could easily pick it off right now because it's just been applied. But if I let it sit for 2 or 3 days and don't wash it or anything, it's going to kind of really get adhered on there more. It's gonna be a much tighter fit and a longer lasting fit. So yeah, if you went to go pick it off right now, it'll come off. So if I'd messed up, I could peel it right off. But in a couple of days, it's gonna be on there so much better. But there we are. That is it. That is our Black Cat coffee decal on our color changing cup. So I'm going to go grab some ice water and show you guys how this changes, and we're going to check it out in the dark. Okay, so I started filling them. These are all of the different color changing cups that are offered at 651 Vinyl, and the different lids. You can pick your lid, but I wanted you to see the actual color change. I'm filling these up right here. Some of them are hard to tell that they change color just because it's a same color family like the blue. This is just straight ice water. You can watch this one change almost immediately. And then these lids are really cool. They snap on. You can even pick it up by the lid. It's not coming off. And then the yellow. And it's the cold changing it. It's just straight water. So there are the different colors. Got the neon yellow to green, the neon pink to pink, the light blue turns to blue, the orange turns to a darker orange, and then the green cup turns purple. So a lot of fun, and again, these lids snap on, not going anywhere. Comes with a straw. Very fun. So now let's go check out the glow in the dark. So I just used the flashlight on my phone to charge it. I'm in a dark room, and check out that glow. It is very, very strong. It's beautiful. If you can see that. Looks awesome. So again, these are easy PSV glow-in-the-dark adhesive vinyl and some black glossy vinyl on the color changing cups. Would be awesome for your Halloween party or anything you have coming up. So I'd love to see what you do. Show me a picture of what you make with your glow-in-the-dark vinyl or with your cups. Thanks, guys.